Hello students, we are studying chapter of center of mass. Some portions have been discussed in previous video. Now I am going to explain motion of center of mass. Let us suppose a body. A body is supposed to be made of different particles. Masses of these particles are m1, m2, m3 and so on. And their position vectors are r1, r2, r3 and so on. Center of mass of the body is cm and its position vector is rcm. If body comes in motion, all particles will be moving with some velocity. Velocity of first particle v1, second v2, third v3 and so on. In previous video you have seen that center of mass for a body of n particles is given by this formula. You also know that the rate of change of displacement is called velocity. Then to find velocity of center of mass, you have to differentiate this equation with respect to time. So velocity of center of mass is drcm or dt. So all the terms are differentiated with respect to time, and dr by dt is called velocity. So this is velocity of first particle, this is velocity of second particle, third particle and so on. Capital M is total mass of the body. Mass into velocity is called momentum. So this is momentum of first particle, second particle, third particle and so on. So this equation gives velocity of center of mass. Simple explanation, I suppose you are understanding. Students, you have just seen that velocity of center of mass of n particle body, n particle system is given by this equation. This is body made of n particles of masses m1, m2, m3. When some force is applied on the body, external force, all the particles will experience some forces. It is experiencing F1, F2, F3, and because of that force, particles will be in acceleration. So acceleration of first particle A1, second A2, third A3 and so on. So this is velocity of center of mass. You also know that rate of change of velocity is called acceleration, and mass into acceleration is called force. So to find acceleration of center of mass, let us differentiate this equation with respect to time. From here, dv1 by dt, dv2 by dt, dv3 by dt and so on. This is acceleration of center of mass. This is acceleration of first particle, second particle, third particle and so on. Now mass into acceleration is called force. So this is force acting on first particle. Better you write like this. Force acting on first particle, second particle, third particle and so on. So this is equation for acceleration of center of mass of this body. Students, we have just seen that MACM is equal to F1 plus F2 plus F3 and so on. And this F1 plus F2 plus F3 is total force acting on the body, that is external force. So we can write MACM is equal to F external. If system is isolated, means there is no interaction with the system from any other system, then force acting on this system, this body, will be 0. So MACM is equal to 0. ACM can be written as dVCM by dt, rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. From here you can write this, and you already know that differentiation of a constant is 0. So therefore VCM is a constant. Means if no force is acting on the body, its velocity will remain constant. Let us understand this by one example. You might have seen firecracker in the form of rocket. Suppose this firecracker goes up in this straight line. So this is direction of velocity of center of mass of this body. But in between, the firecracker blasts into different parts. Here we are showing 2 parts, and both the parts are flying in different directions. But center of mass will be lying between these 2 particles. So center of mass will keep on moving as such. Suppose this firecracker doesn't explode. So center of mass will keep on moving in this direction. So this is direction of velocity of center of mass. So after explosion, center of mass will keep on moving in this direction because it is isolated system. No external force is acting on this firecracker. Similarly, many examples you can see in your book. Now let us understand conservation of momentum with the help of center of mass. You have just seen that velocity of center of mass is given by this equation. P1, P2, P3, etc. are momenta of different particles of the body. From this equation we can write like this. PCM is momentum of center of mass. So momentum of center of mass is sum of momenta of all the particles of the body. Now differentiate this equation with respect to time. This equation with respect to time. dVCM by dt, this is acceleration of center of mass, and mass into acceleration is called force. So this is external force acting on the body. If no external force is acting on the body, so F external is equal to 0. It is 0. Therefore this value is also 0. And I have just told that differentiation of constant is 0. So PCM is constant. And PCM is sum of momenta of all the particles of the body. It means sum of momentum of all the particles of the body will remain constant if no external force is applied. This is called law of conservation of momentum. I repeat, if no external force is applied on the body, then momentum of the body will remain constant. That is, sum of momenta of all the particles of the body will remain constant. Students, now let us understand difference between center of mass and center of gravity. Center of mass is defined as the point where whole mass of a body is supposed to be kept, while center of gravity is defined as where whole weight of a body is supposed to be kept. And you know that weight is product of mass and acceleration due to gravity. Though mass remains constant, so center of mass remains constant, remains fixed, means center of mass of a body remains fixed. But center of gravity keeps on changing because acceleration due to gravity is not fixed everywhere. When you are moving along the Earth's surface, you will find different values of center of gravity. You are going up, different value of center of gravity, going down, different value of center of gravity. So center of gravity keeps on changing. Accordingly, position of center of gravity keeps on changing, while position of center of mass remains fixed. So I suppose students could understand. Students keep studying chapter of significant figure, means portion of significant figure, motion in a plane, that is vectors and different operations of vectors, that is addition, multiplication, etc. and dimensional analysis are parts of your quarterly examination syllabus. Hope you have seen the syllabus and you are studying. Best of luck, students. Keep studying. God bless you.